Black CEO mocked for using black card at restaurant. Instantly cancels. Saunotit. B. Deal before we dive in this story. Hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. She walked into the luxury restaurant wearing a tailored suit and quiet confidence. When the bill came, she handed over her black card. The waiter paused, chuckled, and looked around, loud enough for nearby diners to hear. "Are you sure this is yours?" Laughter followed. What they didn't know was that this woman wasn't just a guest. She was the CEO of the company about to sign a $1.8 billion deal with the restaurant's parent brand. One moment of prejudice cost them everything. What happens when the person you look down on holds your future? Watch until the end. Danielle Pierce wasn't just successful, she was historic. As one of the youngest black female CEOs in tech, Xiu had built her company from scratch, turning a garage startup into a multi-billion-dollar data security empire. She was calm under pressure, brilliant in business, and unapologetically herself. On the night in question, she was invited to a high-end restaurant to celebrate the finalization of a merger deal, one worth $1.8 billion, with a luxury hospitality group. It was a big night. She arrived early, dressed in elegance, choosing to dine alone before meeting the executives upstairs. But instead of respect, she was met with whispers, glances, and dismissive smiles. None of it fazed her until the waiter delivered the final insult. It wasn't just racism, it was the casual humiliation, the quiet assumption that she didn't belong. But this time, the price of that ignorance would be steep. The meal went smoothly until the bill came. Danielle handed over her black card, a symbol of elite financial status. The waiter looked at it, then at her, and smirked. "You sure this is real?" he asked. The surrounding tables chuckled. He wasn't whispering, he was putting on a show. Danielle stared at him, calm, composed. "Run the card," she said quietly. He returned, apologizing sarcastically. "Must have been a glitch. All good. Now." But the damage was done not just to her pride, but to the reputation of the restaurant and the company it represented. Upstairs, the executives from the hospitality conglomerate waited, ready to toast to a future together. Danielle walked in, still poised, but something had shifted. She sat down, opened her folder, and without a hint of emotion said, "This deal is off." Stunned silence. "You represent brands that reflect your values. And tonight, I saw exactly what that looks like. My company won't align with businesses that treat dignity as optional." The room erupted. Apologies, confusion, denial. But Danielle stood, shook no hands, and left. In that moment, her silence spoke louder than any statement ever could. News broke within hours. $1.8 billion deal canceled over racial incident. The story went viral. Danielle didn't release a statement. She didn't need to. The restaurant issued a formal apology. The waiter was suspended. PR teams scrambled to fix the damage. But the truth was clear. This wasn't just about one employee. It was about a culture that underestimated black women even at the top. Danielle's quiet refusal to accept disrespect sent a message louder than outrage ever could. We don't need to fight for seats at your table. We'll build our own. The world was listening, and for once, it couldn't look away. Danielle walked away, from the deal, but not from her mission. She invested in black-owned hospitality brands, launched a leadership initiative for young women of color, and turned the moment into momentum. The restaurant chain? lost millions in valuation and credibility. This wasn't just a story about a credit card. It was about dignity, perception, and the silent weight Black professionals carry, even at the highest levels. Danielle's story reminds us that you don't have to raise your voice to raise the standard. Have you ever been treated like you didn't belong, even when you earned your place? Drop your city and country in the comments. Like, comment, and share this story so the world doesn't forget what respect looks like. Take care.